Hey friend, there are a lot of fancy plugins you can purchase for reverb, but today what I want to show you is how just by using stock plugins within Studio One you can get some really great sounds. And I also want to show you how I use 3 of their different plugins they have for different applications on different instruments and different song styles. So let's jump in. The first reverb we have pulled up here is the room reverb. This is really my go-to for most, pop rock kind of situations, for vocals, for drums, even for guitars. And the way I set it up usually is by on the track that I want to add reverb to, I create a vocal bus or a bus track or effects track, and then on that effects track I add the reverb. So let's give it a listen here. And we're just going to go through and see what some of the presets sound like. So this is the concert hall. And with you in my life, large club. It goes on forever. Flat plate. And there's no one like you who can do what you do. I kind of like that. So we're going to try that. Now, once you kind of have a sound that you like, you can kind of adjust some of the parameters. So they have a room type over here. You can choose large hall, medium hall. You can adjust the length. And with you in my life, that's a little extreme, but you get the idea. You can also adjust the parameters on the send over here, so you can turn up or turn down the send of how much effect you want being sent, to that track. So that's the room reverb. Okay, so the second reverb I have pulled up here is the open air. And this reverb I will use for more of an orchestral sound, for strings, for piano, maybe kind of for classical music. I think it sounds really, really great. And it's also based on convolution reverb, which is sampling different rooms and using that sample as, your basis for the reverb. So let's give it a listen. And by the way, I set it up the same way, creating a send and then an effects channel where I can send that reverb to the effects, and I select the open air within the effects channel. All right, let's give it a listen. So this is the ambient hall 600. That's the 250 hall. Here is a church. So you can hear the decay on that. Kind of nice. And by the way, you can let's listen to it, and I'll adjust this send. So that's a little bit much. So you can really tailor it here on the ascend level if you're doing it that way, and adjust it to taste, what you see on that. Yeah, so really nice. Hey, if you don't know me, my name is Eric Miller, and I teach guitar players and home studio owners how to produce amazing music from their home studio. If you're getting value in this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button below. Okay, so the third reverb I have pulled up is called Mixverb, and this is their kind of basic reverb they have. It's available on all versions of Studio One, and this is it's a pretty simple reverb, but it definitely gets the job done. I have a acoustic guitar pulled up here. Let's give it a listen. So here it is without the reverb. Totally dry. And then with the reverb. And again, you can adjust the size. If I turn it all the way up. A little bit big there. Now, one little thing that I like to do also is after the reverb, I will also add a Pro EQ and take off some of the low end And what this does is it takes some of that muddiness that you get, specifically if you have a lot of reverb, a long tail, it can get kind of muddy down there. So you can set off a cut the reverb around 50 hertz, 100 hertz, which will help to like get rid of that low end, which you won't be able to tell anyways from the guitar at least. Hey, if you want to go a little further, I encourage you to download my free 5-step home recording guide. It's a simple PDF file giving you 5 easy steps on how to set up a home studio, and you can get that by clicking in the description, the link below. See you on the next video.